cow. Our chairs stacked just like a mountain. You heard about it. She running her mouth. She wants to ride.
So I'm conflicted this morning, gang. Because on one hand, I am pro-communication. Love a little, how are you feeling? What do you need? How can I help? Let's have a conversation. But on the other hand, what the hell is this?
Looks like a Post-it note.
What the hell is this? Hey, I leave work yesterday, 9:15. Walk out to my car in the parking structure here at 3rd Street Market. And it actually took me a bit to notice it. This little pink Post-it note.
Was it on the windshield?
It was under the windshield wiper.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that way it doesn't fly away.
Right, for sure. Absolutely. Although you would hope that the sticky part of the Post-it note would help a little bit
As
with
fast
that,
as you drive.
Yeah, there's no chance. Gone. There's a pink Post-it note on my car when I left work this morning. It says, in cursive writing, "Please be more aware of the space you give others on the left side. Thank you." Let me go over that one more time. Please be more aware of the space you give others on the left side. Thank you. On one hand,
thank you.
And please.
Yes.
Says please and thank you.
Yeah.
So it's a polite passive-aggressive note. What am I supposed to do with this?
Nothing.
Keep in mind, people on the left side when you park.
Nothing.
No.
Throw it
Hey,
away.
number one, don't tell me what to do. That's my motto.
Yeah.
Don't
But
tell me
you try
what
to tell people what to do all the time.
Well, that's the way it works. Sorry, Gabe. All right,
Try to
let's
tell
do a
Josh
deeper
to
dive.
shave
Hold on.
shave his beard.
Okay, number one. Who has Post-it notes in their car? Did she go into her office to get a Post-it note? Because if she has them in her car, Jen, I guarantee it's not the first time
You think she's
done this.
doing this all the time? You
Yes.
think she's leaving notes on people's
Yes.
cars all the time?
Well,
Yes.
in fairness, Chew, if she is I guess we're assuming this is a woman, because, I have the running list of things that Jen keeps in her Mary Poppins bag. If another woman has a Mary Poppins bag like Jen, of course she's going to have Post-it notes in it.
Fair. We are showing it on the YouTube stream right now. The Post-it note that showed up on my windshield yesterday after I left the office. I have a question. On the left side, is that my left side or their left side? Because theoretically, my left side would be their passenger side,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't think that would be as problematic, so I assume she means my right side, their left side, the driver's side, where they get into the car,
Well, what does the Post-it note say?
on the left side.
Well, I would just say the
See,
left
now-
side. It would be the left side. It's not because we have diagonal parking. We have diagonal parking in the parking garage. So it's not like it's a straight on, people are backing in, although some people do back into spots, and it's really weird because it's diagonal parking. But I would assume it's just the left side because it's all one way, and you're parking in one direction.
But I had a buddy who got the same kind of note, but it was funny. The person left the note that said, "Hey, next time could you leave me a can opener so I can get into my car?" Now I would chuckle at that.
Good humor.
Would you? Don't tell me what to do, please. Please don't tell me what to do.
I'm really struggling with this. Wait, I want to hear what Josh has to say.
Don't tell me what to do. Don't park like an ass. That's what they're trying to tell you.
But Josh, I don't think I parked like an ass. See, that's the thing.
They determined you did.
But they don't get to decide if I parked like
were
an ass.
you
They're
inside of
one
all the
person.
lines?
So yes, and here's what I would say, and I would tell you guys this. When I parked in the spot yesterday, and you guys know how it is, we're showing up at 6:30. There's not a lot of spots in the parking structure because a lot of people they live in the apartment building that is accompanied or adjacent to the studios. There's not a lot of spots. So occasionally you'll have to go around and around and around. So if you see a spot, you're like, you go through the thing. Should I take it or should I wait for something better? It was not an ideal spot. However, that's not on me. That's because whoever was parked there was parked tight on the left and on the right. So theoretically, you could argue that both of the people, the left of me and the right of me, they parked like a quote unquote ass. But I don't even think that. I was like, can I get in the spot? Yes, I can. Can I get out of my car? Yes, I can. And then I came inside and did my work. So my thing is this. I don't think I parked where that person couldn't get in their car. I think it was tight because the spot was tight. But my also thing is, it's a parking structure, man. It's the Hunger Games out there. You figure it out, right?
See, yeah.
Were you on the line?
Angie has a rule down there.
Sounds like you might be on the line.
Was not on the line. 100% was within the line.
Well, then you're fine.
Yeah, if you're in the lines, then you're fine. If you're on the line, then it's on you.
Angie has a rule down here, which is great, that I really didn't know, but I help her out in this rule where there's a lot of workers down here, just a lot of workers. You don't park in front of our house unless you're working on our house. And if they refuse to move their car, you know what goes on?
I have an idea.
The sprinklers. You know what hard water does? You know what hard water does when it's on a car? You get white spots everywhere. Fair, Gabe? Fair?
No.
Fair?
No, it's a
Why?
Because it's a public street.
I don't care.
It's a public street. People used to do this in River West all the time when I lived there because they thought that the spot in front of their house was for them. It's a public street, man.
Well,
especially when winter hits, and you can only park on one side. You're just fine in any spot. Just because it's in front of your house doesn't mean it's your spot. It's a public street, and if parking is legal on the street, you're the asshat chew. You can't.
Gabe, you know what I can do whenever I want? You know what I can do whenever I want?
What's that?
Turn my sprinklers on.
Yeah, but if you're doing it to be a bleep hole,
No, I don't think that is.
It's a public street that other people also
if you're
pay
working
taxes
on the house
for.
next door, then park in front of the house next door.
What if there's two? What if they need two vehicles? What if it's multiple people who are showing up?
Slow down.
Time out.
What does it matter if somebody's parked in front of your house? Do you need to park there?
Because it blocks the view.
Oh, okay, good. All right. Well,
Blocks the view of the street, of the
Yes.
houses across the street.
Yes.
why don't you guys pick up knitting or something? Something to
Don't you have?
valuable with your
Don't you
time.
have a beautiful view? Out the back. Isn't
never
that the
thought
view
of
that
that.
you want? The car's not blocking the view of the bay, man.
You know what's funny, though? And it's along this lines. So I went to the dentist yesterday, and they do it weird. It was great. It was a great trip. But they do the examination first of your teeth,
Okay.
and then they move you to another room to do the cleaning. You usually do it all in one. So I had about a half hour waiting for the guy to clean my teeth, and they had a bird feeder right in front. I had no idea birds make out. Have you ever seen it?
So you were being a perv and watching birds make out yesterday?
Yeah, it was the weirdest. Two woodpeckers.
Put on the poll. Do birds make out?
Isn't that weird? Because it was not a mama and her baby. They were the exact same size. They were gizzarding one another.
You got to use that from now on, by the way. You got to use that. Adopt
Hey,
that.
Angie, you want a gizzard?
Yeah, exactly. I guess it could be worse, guys. The Post-it note was bad, but I guess it could be worse. Joshy filled us in this morning on somebody who got into a traffic dispute with somebody
boy.
else and left a deuce on their hood of their car.
I mean, I'd argue it was a 1.5.
I watched the video.
half
I thought it was a 3.
How would you like to see that underwear? Because it was white.
Well, no. So Chewy.
I mean, that
Okay.
that definitely requires a wipe. Am
Chewy-
I right?
Well, I will answer that question once we tell the entire story because
Okay,
she
go
had
ahead.
some quotes after she was arrested.
Well, you got
Wow.
to tell me. I don't know the quotes after she was arrested. So just to be clear, I got a Post-it note on my car yesterday. Please be more aware of the space you give others on the left side. Yeah, whatever. But in Pennsylvania, there was a dispute in the street. Some woman got out of her car, walked over to the other car that she was feuding with, dropped trowel, and dropped a deuce on the hood. Now, when I say deuce, it's not solid,
Correct.
if you will. It was very...
She painted the hood.
She did.
She painted the hood.
So tell me now, Gabe, what is the update on this?
Well, she was arrested. She was found and arrested.
What's the charge?
I mean, it's got to be disorderly conduct. You could
Indecent exposure.
You could probably do something along the lines of, too, like using bodily fluids in that way is illegal as well.
You can't even spit on someone else,
No.
guys. Like, let alone.
Disorderly conduct, criminal mischief, harassment, and depositing waste on the highway
Okay, there we go.
is the list.
That seems like a good one.
Depositing waste on the highway. Hee hee.
So Christina Marie Solimento is the one who was arrested for this. They were just calling her before she was arrested the Delco Pooper because this incident happened in Delco. The report goes that she was there was some honking. Driver in the other vehicle began mocking her in the rearview mirror. She became frustrated with the other driver and went out to confront this person, then was walking back to her car, and the driver of the silver sedan called her an insulting name, which made her angry. Solimento said, quote, "I wanted to punch her in the face, but I pooped on her car instead and went home."
Fair.
She added, "It was a clean poop. I didn't even have to wipe."
Bull,
There was
you know
nothing
what?
clean about that poop, you guys.
Nothing.
Joshy sent the video. I watched the video. I wish I hadn't watched the video. It was.
Now, the video is one thing of the action happening. They also got a classic perp walk after she was arrested and walking to the cop car. She is all smiles. She is having the time of her life. And as she's getting into the car with her hands behind her back, she decides to look at the camera crews and say, "I have a condition," which I think was trying to explain the painting that she did on the
So I was pretty fired up about the pink Post-it note on my car until Joshy sent us that video, and I thought, you know what, Jen?
You walked off easy.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could have been way
this
worse.
was easy.
If I had come out of the studio yesterday and somebody had deuced on my Tahoe, that would have been a bad day, guys. That would have been a real bad day. How do we feel about the old Post-it note, though? I want Joshy to put that on the poll. Are we pro Post-it note? Because I got Chef Ed here weighing in on the Carbless Talk and Text line. He says people who leave notes usually have underlying issues. We don't need Patty Post-it note telling us what to do.
There is some degree, and if I have no reason but to believe you, it is a parking garage. And there are many times someone's really close to me, and it's just like, hey, yeah, I get it. It is what it is. And what happens, in especially these angled spots in ours, is one person parks wrong, then everybody has to try and compensate at some degree.
When you're driving, there are ones that are on the right-hand side that feel like they are for compact cars only.
Right.
Like just the width of the spots is just so tight.
Given the situation of being understanding of it, it seems probably like somebody who probably just had it in their bag and thought, I'm going to write this quick because I'm annoyed. But it is there are certain situations that notes are worthy. You see people park and take up multiple spots.
Sure,
and it's
sure. Yes, I agree
This
with you,
is just
Joshy.
intentional, and you're just being a jerk.
Correct.
Yeah.
You pull into a parking lot and a car is clearly crisscrossing lines,
Right.
taking up two spots because
Right.
they think they're the most important person. That's not what this is. This is a parking structure. It's the Hunger Games, man. Everybody's just doing their best. We have talked amongst us about people who park big vehicles on the end. And we're like, why would you do that? Well, you do it because there's no other spots, man. And you got to get into your thing. And we are on a time crunch as well. So, when I roll in, if I do a couple of loops and there's no other spots, I'm taking whatever's available, right? I'm not going to sit here and be like, ooh, I'm not going to Goldilocks my way through the thing. That one's too tight. That one's too close. That one's too far. You make do with what you got.
And it's not on the driver's side, right, Jen?
No.
Or was it?
Seems
So
like
it's
it
on
was
the
her
passenger
driver's
side,
side
so-
that was the issue.
Was her driver? Okay.
Yeah.
So she was to the right of you,
Yes.
Jen.
Yes, I
Correct?
think I assume. I don't know. I assume. Again, I will tell you this, even though when I looked at the spot, I was like, oh, that's tight. That's going to be tight. I was like, but I can get in there. I got in there, and then I still had no issue getting out of the car, right? I was like, okay, well.
It's because the person on the other side you had the
you
issue
screwed
getting in the
them.
car.
I have had situations in this lot in this garage where I've had to climb through my passenger side because the left side was so close. There just wasn't a prayer of me getting in the car. So I just, over the center console, we're just going to have to do it that way. Because some people will leave the smallest amount of space on their side, and they're clearly over the line. But I didn't leave a note or defecate on anyone's hood. I just got in my car and drove home and was mad
to
for
me,
5
it
minutes.
sounds
Well, but again, like the only way to defecate on something is if you are the Delco pooper and you have that condition. I'm guessing that's more satisfying than just leaving a clean one.
But
you know?
to me, it sounds a little. Doesn't it sound a little residence arrogance? Like, I live here. You only work here.
I don't think you.
So I have more
I don't think you
rights
could
to the
talk about
parking
this.
spot.
I don't think you said residence arrogance. You just tried to pretend that the street in front of your house is part of your property.
Well, I think it is.
It's not.
Nope.
Definitely
You sure?
not.
No.
Huh?
The irony. Daniel says this is why I don't park in parking structures. People suck at driving, and I don't need my truck hit. There is that as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Suppose-
this lot here, you can fit trucks in it, but it's made for cars. It's not, as we
Yeah.
said, some of those turns
No, it's
are.
not.
Yeah.
Well, you don't even have to have a big
Right.
car on the end of one of those. Like you just have a regular sized car that someone tries to jam in there. Like, okay, hopefully this hole is big enough that I can squeeze the car through.
Well, I have to park.
Continue driving.
I have to park with my truck so far away because my antenna hits the little concrete girders.
Oh,
and it
sure.
is so annoying. So I just park closest to the exit, and I'm gone.
John says if someone carries Post-it notes in their car or purse, they are looking to be a Karen.
Yes.
See, I think this is somebody who works here and has in their, like my backpack
In their
has all
work bag
my
and-
work stuff in it. I don't have any Post-it notes, but there could be an occasion where I had a scrap piece of paper.
No, because, Josh, why would she be leaving
Thank you.
between 7 and 9
Yeah.
o'clock?
Well,
She's a
people have-
resident.
I think it's somebody who is going to work,
Yes.
lives in the building,
Yeah.
is going
There
to
you go.
work.
But even if they're going to work, I mean, again,
They may bring their work bag, is what you're
Yes.
saying. And in their work bag, they got pink Post-its. Please be more aware of the space you give others on the left side. Thank you! Exclamation point. That is what I
Thank you.
found.
Thank you.
yeah, there's a thank you. there's
The
a please.
exclamation point I don't like. That detracts from the thank you.
Oh, no.
She didn't have to put that in there.
See, this is somebody who just has never sent an email once in their life.
Yeah, no.
If you're not closing out an email with thank you, thanks, and an exclamation point, smiley face, some sort of punctuation like that, you are going to be looked at sideways.
Gabe,
and it's actually
Gabe.
a hostile act that now war
Gabe.
can be declared within the office.
Exclamation point is the most arrogant. What are they called?
Punctuation.
Punctuation there is. Am I right?
See, again, Chew, this is just where you don't send enough emails to know you need that exclamation
Yeah,
point.
at least
in
one.
few
It doesn't
situations.
have to necessarily
No,
be at the
I
end, but there
disagree.
needs to be one somewhere, and the
At the
strategy
beginning?
involved in where the exclamation point
Do I
goes.
have too many?
is
Do
a
I not have enough?
Absolute whole nother thing. It's a whole nother thing.
What's the most hostile? Is it the question mark? Because sometimes people can put a question mark in a spot that is really trying to hammer home. a point.
Honestly, thanks, period, is pretty
How
hostile.
about nothing? Just leave
Pretty
nothing.
hostile.
No,
No,
the
you're
most
wrong.
hostile phrase included in a email is per my last email, where you're basically saying if you just scroll a little bit through this thread, you'll find the answers you're seeking.
I told you this already.
I have already shared this information. Now you're just being lazy because you want me to reiterate it to you. Per my last email. We got to take a break, get to Jason Wilde. Lots of stuff to get to this morning. We want Jason to weigh in on a mystery that we have at 12:65. Maybe Jason can solve the mystery at 12:65. Stick around, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy just getting going.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Delays along southbound 41 started on Appleton Avenue heading down towards Capitol Drive, so careful with that. Northbound's a little bit backed up from just north of Watertown Plank Road up past Burleigh. Northbound 43 also a little bit tight, leaving the North Avenue area up towards Keefe. Tee off at Lake Lawn Resort's Majestic Oaks Golf Course, 18 holes lakeside in Delavan. Whether you're a pro or just starting, it's the perfect course. Book your tee time today at lakelawnresort.com. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Mostly cloudy skies with a slight chance of showers with a high of 52. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of showers again with a low of 39. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
Hey, Wisconsin sports fans, come join Kyle Brust and Norman live at Third Space Brewing, Milwaukee's happy place, on Friday, May 2nd. And if you show up in your Wisconsin baseball gear, you'll get $2 off pints during the show. Sip on fresh brews like Happy Place Midwest Pale Ale, grab some food, and hang with the crew. Stick around for Under the Bridge Thursdays with live local bands, food trucks, and good vibes. Not drinking? Try Headspace Sparkling Water by Third Space, infused with hops, fruit, and hemp-derived THC. Catch ESPN Milwaukee live at Third Space Brewing just west of downtown Milwaukee on Friday, May 2nd.
Tuning into your favorite team's game or actually going to the stadium is better when you feel at your best. If something's not quite right, reduce tension and pain and increase flexibility with expert assisted stretching at Stretch Lab. Each session is customized to your body's needs with your unique goals in mind. Visit your local Stretch Lab today or go to stretchlab.com to get up to 50% off your first 50-minute stretch. Plus, get an additional $10 off with code FAN10. That's code FAN10 at stretchlab.com.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Create the yard of your dreams with help from Menards. We carry a huge selection of garden supplies to bring your backyard oasis to life. Achieve a lush green lawn with Schultz grass seed mixture. It's great for seeding new lawns and covers up to 13,000 square feet. Get a 20-pound bag of Schultz Hardy or Sun and Shade Mix. Now on sale. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Ready, down, put.
All Packers, all the time.
He was a field tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
As much as I would like to get Jason Wilde's insight, thoughts, opinions on the Delco pooper, which BTW, Joshy, you were right. Delco dumper was right there. Delco deucer was right there. We love an alliteration. The Delco pooper, it's fine. I want to ask him about something more close to home, more relevant. Good morning, Jason. How you doing today?
Good. How are you guys?
We're good. Except for this little note that I got left in my car, but we'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah, I heard about it.
I want to start with this. Matt LaFleur was on Bussin' with the Boys, the podcast. I know sports fans are familiar with it. And this was a conversation that they had. Take a listen.
What have been a couple of your hardest moments or conversations with somebody? Has any conversation went sideways? You don't have to say names, but is there an example?
Sideways?
Yeah, where a conversation, yeah.
There's been a few.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Dude standing up, getting in your face a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I've had a player a couple years back. It was just him and I. And, I mean, we're in this cinder block room, and I thought he was going to whip my ass. And there was nobody around. So I was just like, oh, well, here it goes, guys. This is the end.
This is it.
This is it.
It's like, hey,
and you try to
like...
de-escalate the situation, but sometimes there's no getting through. And it was one of those situations. So, but I'm still here today, so I live to tell about it.
Still pretty.
Did he put his hands on you, or just get up in your face?
No, it was. I thought it might go down, but it didn't.
Very interesting. So, Jason, we all have theories about what player we think it could have been. Do you have any idea who it might have been that got in Matt LaFleur's face?
I have no idea. I have guesses, but I have no idea. I've never heard that story. I clearly need to improve my interview technique because that's. And we had a half hour with Matt on stage at the Tundra Trio, and I clearly need to ask questions like that that'll lead to fascinating responses. I suck. I'm taking Zadarius Smith.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's one that we had on our chart too.
But like Zadarius also kind of like, I mean, the end was pretty obvious. Like he didn't want to be here. The Packers didn't want him here. Like he was already mad about not being voted a captain.
Mm-hmm.
Like I understand like the dude is, a little temperamental, but I personally like Devondre Campbell.
He'd be next on my list.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, Jason, let me ask you if you remember back to, I think it was 96 or 97 when you guys were allowed in the Hudson Center. Do you remember the fight between Holmgren and the D lineman we got from Kansas City that wound up in Denver, and I think he played against us in the Super Bowl?
Mm. Yeah, who?
Was it Von? Not Von Booker.
Von Booker? No, Von Booker
him?
was in Von Booker was in Cincinnati, and he did almost get in. He did get into a fight in the locker room. Like,
yeah,
I had to be pulled to safety by, was it Santana that somebody grabbed me and pulled, because I, of course, being an imbecile, was standing watching this
right
a little too close to the and like somebody was like, I can't remember who the player was that pulled me out of the way, but
it was weird because the crux of it was the training staff told him he could practice. He said he wasn't practicing, so he walked into the Hudson Center in just sweats, and him and Holmgren just started going at. I thought it was going to turn into a fight. He threw him out of the building, and they cut him the next day. I can't think of that guy's name though, and he was a good player when he went to Denver. Huh.
I don't remember that. I also remember Kabir Baja-Biamila threatening to tell a player's wife that he was cheating on her, and the player informing him that if you blank and do that, I'll gouge your blanking eyes out. And we're standing in the locker room listening. Yeah, and that was. I thought that was going to go down. I'm coming around on Devondre Campbell. You might be right. Maybe I should have put him first. I'm trying to think of other people though that I could envision getting that angry and being bold enough to get in the coach's face. I'm going to have to think about this some more.
Do you know the Josh Sitton exit? Why that went down?
I don't know the details that it sounds like you're ready to give me.
No, I can't tell this.
Maybe
Since
Jason.
When do you ever say
not good?
Since when do you ever say I can't tell this and then don't proceed?
When
to
it's
tell
really
this?
bad.
Yeah, when it's really bad. Like
this is when we got to run.
Yeah, I fully support Chewy in this. So maybe you can call him later, Jason, on the number you're not confident is Chewy's, and has some questions.
Just a little bit of further context for the Matt LaFleur thing. The Bussin' with the Boys podcast when they put that clip out there, guys, it said Matt LaFleur almost got his ass kicked after cutting a player. For context.
Mm-hmm.
So just as we continue to put together our list, apparently that was the impetus for the conflict.
And I guess this probably isn't that important to that story, but why is he the one cutting guys if it's Gutekunst who is responsible for the roster?
Right. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, that doesn't. That
Can you imagine LaFleur's like, I'm not cutting his ass. You cut his ass.
Especially if you know it could get hostile.
Jason,
have Russ Ball do it? Tell Russ Ball to do it.
Tell him it's a money thing. Send Russ.
Jason, who's better, Quay Walker or Devontae Wyatt?
They're both kind of in the same spot, right? Like
they are.
I feel like Devontae Wyatt has had some flashes of being a good pass rusher, but I don't know how great he is. His fifth-year option is more in line with where he is compared to other defensive linemen
as compared to Quay Walker with where he is compared to other off-the-ball linebackers because the NFL chooses to lump those 3-4 edge rushers in with the linebackers.
And the only reason I say it, Jason, is because he had some anger issues, right, as a rookie?
Quay did, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, he had some anger issues. So players look at it like, I'm better than him, and you gave him the fifth-year option. I'm just wondering if this thing could go south.
And then Matt LaFleur will find himself
option.
in a cinder block room. Look, I am trying to take their party line at face value. Again, I think it's fair to say, though, that nothing precludes you from giving him the fifth-year option and then signing him to an extension to replace the fifth-year option. There are other teams that are doing that with players. So, I understand that that's kind of been the party line of, well, we're not giving him the fifth-year option, but we want to sign him long-term. Goody has said that multiple times. But there's at least some doubt somewhere in there because otherwise you just give him the fifth-year option and then you replace it and you guarantee whatever it is.
Well, that's what I was about to say, Jason. That's what it says to me is they don't want to guarantee because the only way you're getting an extension after you give the fifth-year option is to guarantee more money than what that fifth-year option is because it's fully guaranteed.
Right, but if you sign let's say they sign him to a 4-year extension, are you telling me that he, whatever shortcomings he has, he's not worth like 16 or 17 guaranteed? Like, I don't think that's an outlandish number.
No,
the problem is you don't want to give it to him all in 1 year.
Well, but it seems like to me that they don't even want to guarantee that. Because why wouldn't you do the way that you did,
Gabe?
that you were just saying? Yeah.
Right. And what I'm saying doesn't that lend some skepticism to the narrative of, no, we really want to keep him. We want to keep him long term. Now, look, I am a proclaimed Quay Walker believer. Okay. Now, it has his self-loathing maybe influenced that, and the fact that he and I had a very long conversation in the locker room where I felt like I was in like older brother mode, talking to him about, look, you can be hard on yourself, but you got to give yourself some grace. When you have games where you play well, it's okay to enjoy that. Yes, I like him. I feel like he is a good-hearted kid who is super talented, but also has been inconsistent because his instincts aren't great, and he's still growing into whatever player he might become. But this idea that we really like him, it's another issue of what are you saying versus what are you doing? And you can say how much you like him, but there was nothing stopping them from giving him the fifth-year option and then him not getting to the fifth year because they get a deal done with him first. So And if there weren't other teams, like I even went back into the rules just because I was like, wait a minute, what? They can't give him the fifth-year option and then replace it with an extension? No, there was no rule change. You can still do that. So I think Jeff Hafley really likes him. I don't know if there are others that don't or what the reasoning is, but maybe they don't think that Devontae Wyatt merits a long-term deal. But again, what Goody's words have been were that they want to keep both of them around for 2026 and beyond.
But
so we'll see if that happens.
At what point can we not take Goody's words at face value?
Yeah, again, I know that people think that I hate Goody because he lied to me in the past. I don't know. I'll just say this. Ron Wolf used to scare the crap out of me when I had to call him in his office, which I did almost on a daily basis. So that's how things have changed with the general manager. And I was always nervous that the premise of my question was going to be flawed, and then I would be like, trying to talk to him. But he never lied. Like, he did not lie. And so I don't know what to believe, but we'll see. We'll see if they put their money where their mouth is, and if Quay gets a deal before he goes into this coming season.
Jason, good stuff. We appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Just before we let you go, have you ever put a note on someone's car when they park too close to you? Because that's what I got yesterday. I got a please be more aware of the space you give others on the left side note. Little pink Post-it note.
Yeah. Well, it's odd because I wrote that exact note. What kind of vehicle do you drive?
I got a fat-ass Tahoe.
I was in my little tiny Nissan Sentra. I could barely get out of my vehicle. Thanks a lot, you big jerk.
Pink Post-it note. I'm going to put it on the car next to me in the lot. I could come up with a whole song on this. What do you guys think?
That's pretty good, actually. Chapel Ladder. Yeah. Good work.
All right, we'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Craig Karmazin coming up at the top of the hour. Don't forget, we've got Week in Rechew today as well. Stick around.
Looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been shaping the future for businesses for 167 years and for the last 15 right here in Milwaukee. We offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making, and extensive experience to help navigate the ever-changing business landscape with your business in mind. So what does that mean? Well, that means at Fifth Third, they're big enough to provide sophisticated solutions. Again, they've been around for 167 years, and expert guidance, yet empowered to make local decisions, again, here in Milwaukee for the last 15, and build strong community connections. Their team has done a tremendous job of that over at Fifth Third Bank. Love the folks over at Fifth Third Bank here in Milwaukee. Experience the commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
It's a bit backed up on northbound 43, just north of Fond du Lac Avenue up towards Keefe. The southbound side still a nice quiet ride. Southbound 41 slowing from Appleton Avenue through the construction zone past Capitol Drive. And the northbound side slowing for just before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. Everything else looks pretty good. Traffic is brought to you by Third Ward Beer Garden. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at the 3rd Street Beer Garden. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Today, mostly cloudy skies, slight chance of showers, a high of 52. Tonight, mostly cloudy with slight chance of showers again, a low of 39. Access believes every home and business should be accessible to everyone. Independence should never be out of reach. Visit allaboutaccess.com to learn more. Access, removing barriers, advancing independence. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so that you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Turn your driveway into the basketball court of your dreams with Precision Sports, Southeastern Wisconsin's dealer for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator hoop systems. From installation to customizable painted court lines, Precision Sports is a slam dunk. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Hey, Chris Candy here. My mom goes out of her way to make me happy, so this year I'm returning the favor with a bouquet from the Books Company. Their flowers are cut fresh from the best farms, so they grow bigger, brighter, and last way longer. It's easy. Pick your bouquet, delivery date, and done. Mother's Day is May 11th, so order your Books now. Go to Books.com, use promo code CANTY for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code CANTY. Books, promo code CANTY.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on the Packers. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Seriously injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Bumble is a
Tuna.
dating app.
It's tuna.
I love tuna. I had some last night.
How do you eat your tuna?
Can we, for once, grow up on this show?
On 94.5 ESPN.
Will make my mama proud. It's gonna cause a scene. She sees her baby girl. I know she's gonna scream. God, what have you done? You're a pink pony girl, and you dance at the club. Oh, mama.
Yeah, just take the lyrics and change it to the pink post-it girl, because that's me this morning.
On the stage in my
I'm the pink post-it girl.
It's where I belong, down at the Pink Pony Club.
Wear
Wait,
it like
the-
a
wait, the
badge of
sticker?
honor.
This-
I know, yeah. The sticky's on the bottom.
That's weird.
Well, I think she just wrote it upside down, don't you think?
Yeah, but like, why would you write a post-it like that?
She was in a hurry. She was angry.
No, that person already, like, you're writing post-its like that, you can't be trusted.
How often do you guys write?
Every single day.
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe not
Well-
on weekends.
You take the weekends off from writing, do you? Every day, because I have to like sign my kids' stuff, right? I'm signing like assignment notebooks. I'm signing permission slips. I'm helping, the girls with their homework. That's all writing still. Can't chat GPT your way through that yet.
I probably write once every 2 weeks, maybe. I mean, why would you write?
I don't know. Don't you want to be pen pals while you're down there with the Blammer? Send
Angry?
them send a couple of notes back up to Wisconsin, telling the Blammer
No,
how
but
much you miss him.
That's texting.
I take notes for
Why?
work-related stuff.
I think
Well,
we're
I
supposed
have
to.
a job.
That was unnecessary. I mean, Gabe, how often do you write?
I would say most days that I have work
Golf
stuff.
scorecards, a lot of
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
scorecards.
golf scorecards. Yeah.
I
Every
don't
once
think
in a
I
while,
do.
3 with a circle on it.
I don't do anything that requires writing because I don't take a grocery list.
This is kind of fascinating, actually. Yeah. Now that he said it out loud, I'm not doing a lot of writing. I'm doing some every day, something, but I'm not doing a lot.
I mean, my typing is 10 to 1.
Oh, at least, yeah.
Like
yesterday, Chew, when I had the top 8 list, like I wrote that down. Because I was grabbing the information off of a website, and I wanted to make sure I had it organized for the list.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, but again, that's not much, but it's still writing.
I'm fascinated by this. I do oftentimes jot down notes when Jason is telling us stuff, right? Just so that we can reference it later in the show, or if it's something I didn't know, I want to remember it, I will write it down. But to your point, Chew, not a lot, right?
No.
Like, Josh is going to work on a poll, but I am a little bit fascinated about this idea of how much are you actually writing on
The only reason I say that, Jen, is because I went to a new dentist yesterday and I had to fill out new forms and stuff, and I realized that my handwriting is god awful because I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I got a feeling it wasn't great when you were doing it on a regular basis. Too.
All right, that's enough out of you, too.
I'm not saying I got great handwriting, but also I don't think my handwriting is going to like.
Well, they don't even teach the kids cursive anymore, right?
That's true. And Dario, my husband Dario, always says, how do you sign something? If you don't know how to do cursive, even the most basic, your name, how do you sign anything? Which Chewy
like
probably...
like the lady signed the car in Pennsylvania.
It's a different type of signature.
To be fair,
unique to you though.
The universal accepted way to sign a signature is sort of just the lines at this point. There's really no
scribble.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have to do it anymore with signing the little digital thing that they would put on receipts and stuff. Like Those don't matter. You could draw whatever you want.
But Gabe and his wife bought a house recently. I assume they signed all those mortgage papers over and over and over.
But that's
again.
about it, because I think there was something that I had to sign digitally recently.
Yeah.
And it's just like, pick whatever signature you want, and you put that, and then you sign digitally.
I digitally signed a lease just a couple weeks ago. I didn't once. I used it on my phone. I didn't even need a computer for it.
Remember when we used to forge our parents' signatures?
Oh, yeah.
Allegedly.
Joshy, the statute of limitations has expired.
I don't know if it has.
They have an idea that some stuff got
I'm pretty sure my parents at one point found my brother's practice sheet.
Yes,
the practice sheet. You had to destroy the practice sheet, guys. Where you're trying to get the C just right and the L perfect. Throw that stuff away.
We had a kid. We had a kid who would sign for everyone who was particularly talented. He was artistically gifted more than the rest of us. So if you needed something signed, you just showed him a signature and.
I certainly hope he was collecting.
It was mostly like cookies and stuff from the.
I mean, you're in high school. It's the barter system, right? Yeah. Whatever you happen to have extras of, that's
maybe
what
I'll
you're
buy him a Gatorade.
Is that a pudding snack pack over there? Take that.
I mean, I've done Brett's a few times.
What?
This is one of those things where
you get the annoying that people just think.
Let's not admit.
Hey, you think you could get Brett to sign my Sports Illustrated? Don't even know I'm like, yeah, sure. Give it to me.
He's being put on timeout here.
We turned off the mic.
We can't be admitting to forgery when some of this stuff is, I'm sure, going to charity too.
Oh, you know what he's doing? First of all, he doesn't know that his mic has been turned off. He's still talking over there.
Hold on.
I see him practicing. He pulled out a piece of paper. He's going to show us how he forged the signature. Look at
and the F
Chewy,
is the tough one.
Why are you there's not a statute of limitations
and then
on this
4,
one. This
four
is actual
just,
bad.
4, how does he do? It's just like that. His 4 is very lazy. Hey, if you get permission to sign for someone, you can do it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, someone does it for me all the time, and I'm not mentioning any names. It's true.
Joshy tried to save you so many times. He threw up the stop sign. He stood in front of the car, got ran over.
Hey, I'm all about transparency.
You peeked on my hood.
Proverbially. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We were going to get to Haliburton's father being banned from basketball, but we will have to wait until after the break to get to that. Before we do, guys, I want to tell you about my friends over at Great Midwest Bank. Finding money in your house can be a lot easier than you think because they have a simple approach to turning your home value into cash with their loyalty serviced home equity loans. And since Great Midwest Bank takes the time to get to know you, your loan and line of credit can be a fast, easy way to pay for whatever it is that you want. Do you want a boat? Do you need new appliances? Maybe you're thinking about building a pool, or maybe you need a new furnace. Whatever it is you need cash for, it's just a few clicks away at Great Midwest Bank. You can experience your state of banquility with my friends over at Great Midwest Bank.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN. Get your golf fix every Tuesday night at 6 with On the Tee.
Spieth is probably going to embarrass me at some point. The hell do you know? Shut up and carry the bag.
Join Gabe Neitzel and Stephen Watson as they dissect all things pro golf and tell the tales of their own golfing journeys in Wisconsin.
I think it's golf in its purest form, and I think it should bookend the golf season.
Go On the Tee with Gabe and Stephen, sponsored by Majestic Oaks at Lake Lawn Resort and Gruber Law Offices. Tuesday nights at 6 on 94.5 ESPN and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
ESPN Wisconsin's Brian Balaga here for my new friends at Surfside. There's only one thing better than Surfside and golf, and that's Surfside iced teas and lemonade plus vodka on the golf course. This golf season, there's no better drink to enjoy on the golf course. Surfside is light, refreshing, and made with real vodka and real brewed tea. Plus, there's only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. Cheers to hitting the fairway, and cheers to Surfside. It's tea time. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Brought to you by the Capital One Savor Card. With Savor, you earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores. That's unlimited cash back on ordering takeout from home or unlimited cash back on tickets to concerts and games. So grab a bite, grab a seat, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Savor Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BODY to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BODY to 321321. That's BODY to 321321.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on the Packers. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Look, you take Jesus and the presents out, and it's not even in the top 10.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you take sex out of the anniversary, then that's not that fun either.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Maybe we're just trying too hard, when really it's closer than it is too far. 'Cause I'm in too deep and I'm trying.
Craig Karmazin coming up at the top of the hour. Before we get to him, you guys saw the latest. Tyrese Haliburton's father will not be attending any basketball games for the foreseeable future. I assume NBA games, because you guys have told me he's an official. He's a referee for local games. So while there aren't any of those going on right now, I assume that that has not been taken away from him. But he cannot go to the basketball games, at least for this playoff stretch. Gabe, your thoughts?
This seems about right to me. I don't think that the Pacers are going to go on and beat the Cavs, so, it's just probably going to last through the rest of the postseason. The offseason is going to come. Everyone's going to forget about it and calm down, and he'll be allowed at, the home opener for the Pacers next year. Which I thought, just sit him down for the series, let him know he can't be – he's a fan at the end of the day. He can't be wandering out onto the floor after a game. Again, unless you're going to go celebrate with your son, that's a completely different thing. Run and give your son a big hug after making the game-winning bucket to close out a series. You can't just wander on the floor when you're a fan and do what he did.
Why doesn't the NBA make this a point of emphasis? Because I remember it like it was yesterday for the NFC Championship game, and the Packers hadn't been there in years, and they said. And they brought in the horses and things like that. And they said, any fan coming onto the field, I can't remember if they said will be arrested or you will lose privileges to attend games in Lambeau. Why don't they do that? Why don't they say, before the end of a game or a big game, any fan caught you'll be arrested. How about that? Trespassing. Is that too far?
Again, I don't, because it hasn't really been an issue in the NBA outside the malice at the palace, and this doesn't even compare to that, right? Like that was physical violence and guys going into the stands and all that sort of thing. They've done a pretty good job with it since. Like I can't think of any really major incident between a player and a fan since then. Maybe there have been one or two, but they haven't really had to worry about it, Chew. Like fans have been pretty good about not wandering out onto the floor after games.
But I mean, Gabe, they're ejecting fans for using potty mouth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If a player goes, hey, that person said this, and gets a person ejected.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, it just seems like a no-brainer.
Well, Abe, you mentioned the malice at the palace. Like, this thing didn't escalate to that because Giannis kept his cool.
Correct.
Like, Giannis, while he got his point across, and, I know that there are some arguments that say he shouldn't have put his hands on some, I think he put his arm, he had his hand on the neck of one of the players when he was holding him from behind. They said that he grabbed John Haliburton's hands. That would be the only thing that I would say to redo it. Maybe you don't put your hands on somebody. But beyond that, Giannis kept his cool. If Giannis loses his cool, this thing, or any of the players really lose their cool. This
like
thing,
Draymond Green. What if it was Draymond Green?
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
It'd be, it would have been a powder keg, and it's something that everybody's still talking about today. And Charles Barkley, I can't remember what show he was on, if he was with Dan Patrick, whoever, said, this is why I love Giannis, and he's one of my favorite players, because if that was me, I'd have decked the guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Charles famously had a temper, guy through him, a window here in Milwaukee. Did some things.
What was that?
Wait, you're not familiar with that story?
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah,
Charles Barkley threw someone through a window?
Yeah, here in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm. Were they
pane glass window.
Filming a movie?
No,
No,
just hanging out at the bar.
Wow. We got to find that guy. Have him on the show. We got to take a break. Craig Karmazin is coming up next here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. And then we have Week in Rechew. Stick around.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound 43 is still backing up from before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. Westbound 94, you got delays from about 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 41 backing up from Watertown Plank Road all the way up past Burleigh, with the southbound side slowing down from Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by Third Ward Beer Garden. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Mostly cloudy skies with slight chance of showers, a high of 52. Tonight, mostly cloudy again. Again, slight chance of showers, a low of 39. It's baseball season. Don't let a leaky roof strike you out. Hit a home run with Avondale Roof, Wisconsin's top choice for quality and protection. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Are you dreaming about summer in your backyard yet? Landworks handles projects of all sizes. From a cozy pocket patio lush with greenery to a grand outdoor hosting space and everything in between. Locally owned and operated, Landworks prides themselves on exceptional customer service and a personal approach to all of your landscaping needs. The Landworks team of experts will work closely with you, making your property shine all year. Experience the Landworks difference. Visit landworkswisconsin.com. That's landworkswisconsin.com.
When you don't compromise on the court, you shouldn't compromise off of it either. Lose the calories, not the taste. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Copyright 2024.
Hey Bucks fans, enjoy Michelob Ultra at Brothers Milwaukee, Champs Americana Brookfield, Double D's Hales Corners, Ray and Dot's Greendale, and Who's on Third Milwaukee. That's Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's Friday, and that means it's time to check in with GKB President Craig Karmazin.
Gabe, you're right. I actually just looked at the stats. No hypocrite has ever won a championship.
Fridays with Mo.
Mark Attanasio, the last thing he wanted to do was play a video and tribute Craig Counsell in any way. So I give Mark Attanasio a ton of credit.
Craig Karmazin on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is sponsored by Landworks Landscape Services. Their creative and talented team will design, build, enhance, and maintain beautiful landscapes in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more and see their work at landworkswisconsin.com.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
What a treat! Craig Karmazin in studio with us this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Good morning, Craig.
Good morning.
Do you notice that you now have more facial hair than Gabe does?
I did notice that. I feel like Gabe's like looking at people different.
I'm looking at people different?
Yeah, don't you think?
I feel people are looking at me different.
Well, that's definitely happening.
Do you think that's why he's looking like he's like, there's like a, why are you looking at me different?
No,
So
he
Gabe-
knows why we're looking at him differently.
So when I was on TMJ this morning, Vince Vitrano said your eyes even look different. So I don't know if that's what you're catching. Like the beard has thrown everything off.
That's what I think.
I'm coming around to it, though. Yesterday, I was like, no. Today, I'm like, oh, it's looking good. You get a little stubble, too. I think the stubble is going to help, you know, as the 5 o'clock shadow fills in. So, Craig, very busy week, obviously. The last time we talked to you, the Green Bay Packers had picked in the first round of the NFL draft. They obviously have completed the draft since then. Overall takeaways from what the Packers did in the draft last week?
No, I don't care about the NFL draft.
Not even a little bit?
No. It was so great for like the city of Green Bay, for the state of Wisconsin. Like Mark Murphy had his amazing moment. And, like, besides that, like, whatever, some fifth rounders are going to be better than second rounders and all that. I can't get caught up in the draft. I have better things to do.
Really? People are very excited, just so you know. Like, so when you talk to people, if they ask you about it, just say, oh, I'm very excited about Matthew Golden and move on.
No, I mean, I liked the first round pick. It was exciting to have a receiver, the Mark Murphy moment, like, all of it came together. That's awesome. But, like, I mean, Chewy and I would talk about it all the time. Like, the first round picks, like, it would always be like David Bakhtiari was the big pick. Like the day after the draft, was anyone so excited about him or Donald Driver or whoever? Like
you got to give it time.
Know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Do you want Jair back?
I don't think you can count. I think you need the availability, right? And you just can't count on him. And when you're such a young team, you're trying to shape a culture. And I just don't think Jair is who you want shaping your culture. Like, I want Aaron Jones back. I don't want Jair Alexander back. Like, I want guys who are going to build a culture around them. And I just don't know that you can trust that with Jair.
So you don't think his talent on the field outweighs the problem he is not playing or off the field or whatever?
No,
because isn't there a balance?
Yeah, I think it
There's
would
a balance.
if you could count on him being on the field, right? But if you can't count on him being on the field, then what does it do? And each year that goes by, like all of a sudden, he's like the 11th highest paid cornerback, and he's the 17th highest paid cornerback. And I think that like he didn't seemingly completely want to play when he was the highest paid cornerback.
But, I mean, I think they're going to end up kind of giving. If he stays, it's going to be some sort of incentive base. The more you play, the more you get paid. They're going to have to rework the deal if he does come back. But I think...
Again, is that the culture you're trying to shape with one of the youngest teams in the league? I just don't know that that's how you build what you want to build, right? If you think that this isn't a guy who, loves the game in the way you want your players to love the game, and if that's who's going to naturally be a leader, because the way I look at it, if he is that good, Chewy, your best player better be your hardest working player and better be coachable, because that's who everyone else is going to follow, regardless of how much you're able to save by paying them a little less money.
Craig, you've got floor seats. What would happen if you just wandered onto the floor and taunted somebody after a series ended?
So if I walked up to Devin Booker after Game 6 of the NBA Finals, I just can't even imagine it. And, so Tyrese's dad, we all see him, right, around all the time. So he was getting into a fight after Game 3 with a fan. And I got in between it. And
wait, what?
Yeah. So
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
this is juicy.
So Game 3, I don't know who started it or who didn't. One of our fans was being pretty obnoxious and talking smack to him. He was talking smack and saying, actually at the time saying, hey, you may beat us in game 4, but I can guarantee you won't win a game in Indiana, so we're going to win this series. And there were expletives going back and forth between a fan. And
so he wasn't just yelling yay?
So I was kind of worried about where it was going to go and about him posting something on social media that the fans were harassing him or any of that. So I kind of grabbed him by the shoulders from behind, and I just said, hey, we were in Indianapolis for the All-Star game with Tyrese and Woj, and what he is as a player, as a person, you should just be so proud of him and the way he carries himself and the way he leads his franchise. He's like, I am. I was like, he just does it all the right way. And I was just there trying to diffuse the whole situation, but I clearly was not able to diffuse him.
Long term?
It didn't carry over long term. It may have lasted for about 5 minutes. Yeah, my diffusing of the situation.
Well, what did you make of him? He made this media appearance where he said, that what we all saw happen didn't actually happen. He was not taunting Giannis specifically. He was, shaking the flag to the fans, to the universe, to the greater,
through Giannis.
Not at Giannis. Like I said yesterday, when you mess up, just say you messed up. And I know that might be overly simplistic, but in this instance, when he posted the apology on social media, I was like, okay, good. This is done. This is over with. But then to do that and kind of relitigate it.
I thought Kenny Smith said it best, you came to see the show, not to be the show. So I'm not interested in what he has to say. I have no interest in his comments after the game. I think we saw how he conducted himself, so I'm just not interested in what he has to say after the fact. I think it was really impressive that Tyrese, it's pretty hard to tell your dad, say, hey, my dad was totally in the wrong, knowing the relationship they have. So I thought Tyrese was so impressive on the court. And let's not forget, he beat Giannis. I mean, not a lot of people beat Giannis off the dribble, to win a game. And it was one-on-one. They set a screen for Giannis to guard Tyrese Haliburton, and Tyrese Haliburton beat Giannis to the basket to win a game. So that is really impressive. You can't take that away from him. And then after that, to have to be answering best moment of his career to this point, and he's been to an Eastern Conference Finals, but this is still the best moment of his career. He has to be answering questions about his dad. So it's just embarrassing for the league. It's embarrassing for their family in what should have been Halliburton's greatest moment.
Fair punishment.
Yeah, I mean, again, what they want to do. I mean, yeah. I think it's a fair punishment, and if they're wording it that they kind of decided together that he's not going to go to games or whatever, I think you don't want him to be the show, and I think if that prevents him from being the show, as the Pacers, who are a great team, I think we've seen them, we could be annoyed about them in all the ways we are, but I think they could play the Cavs tough. They're a good basketball team.
All right, let's get to it. What do the Bucks do now? Don't be milquetoast. Has Dame played his last game as a Buck? Is Lopez gone? Is this a total rebuild? They don't have pieces to trade for anyone. Where are we going?
So I think what we saw here was about 35% of the salary cap, which is Dame, not being useful in this series at the end of the day, right? Because he played a little bit of the first quarter in Game 4, didn't play it all in Game 5, was just working his way back in Games 2 and 3, right, after missing Game 1. So we kind of have a preview of what's in store for next year, right, where you're taking literally a third of your salary cap and can't put it towards basketball players, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because you have an injured player. And so to me, as I look at this series and I look how quickly the Bucks retooled and put together a completely new starting lineup for Game 5 that outplayed the Pacers and, obviously ran out of steam at the end and, had do you guys hear the stat? So since 1997, when they've kept track of actual play-by-play of every single possession, if a team is winning by 7 or more in the postseason with 40 seconds to go.
Shut off his mic.
Yeah. Am I aware of this, Greg?
Turn it off.
Yes, I am.
My point is, Doc Rivers, Giannis, Gary Trent, whoever you want to credit, AJ Green, had this team in position to win, and we saw one of the biggest fluke things. that was with a week or so to retool and figure out how you're going to adjust to this. I mean, the Bucks have a lot of options. I mean,
what are the options? What options?
I mean, you got to remember
what options?
that was the biggest thing the Bucks gained back in the Kyle Kuzma trade is options. The Bucks are out of the second apron, which didn't allow them to make pretty much any deals. It didn't allow them to trade their 2031 or 2032 first-round pick. It didn't allow them to sign a player to the mid-level exemption or have a trade exemption. The Bucks now have a ton of optionality with this roster. There's players like Andre Jackson who didn't play in this entire series, who started 40 games this year, who you could argue may have been even the best defender for Tyrese Haliburton in this series, who is a young, athletic, versatile player who's going to develop offensively. We've seen A.J. Green develop into, I believe, a credible starting player in this league. We haven't seen it on a consistent basis, but he is a plus defensive player, and we know what kind of shooter and overall player he is. This team is not in the dire situation people are talking about. There's been adversity. There's been, again, injuries to their best players every year in the postseason. That's going to impact any team.
Let me throw this out there. Go ahead, Chew.
You think they're going to be in the mix next year?
I don't know what this team's going to look like. But what I know is that every year this team has been able to build something around Giannis to be able to believe, for me to be able to believe that they could compete. And even going into this postseason, if Dame had been able to work his way back into shape, which he wasn't able to do, we never saw Dame Lillard back in this postseason, I did not believe we matched up and could really beat the Celtics if we got there, but I was really excited to see what this team would look like against the number 1 seeded Cavs. I thought we matched up really well, and it would have been a very interesting series.
I just want to ask about a couple of fan favorites. Do you think Brook Lopez is done?
I mean, I have no idea, and I can't comment on specific players. But
Every time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Brook Lopez.
Well, you can talk about players on the roster, though.
I can't talk about what. The Bucks have not given me permission to speak for the organization, and naturally, if I give an opinion on a player who is a unrestricted free agent, that is in some way speaking for the organization.
He's an unrestricted free agent to be. He's still under contract to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah. What I could tell you is from the second Brook Lopez has walked in here, he unleashed a different Giannis than we ever saw.
Yes,
right?
and I think if you're paying attention, you see that, but Giannis values Brook.
Yeah.
On the court and off.
Yeah.
And again, so then I wonder, is this a situation where I
just think his Brooks' unselfishness and, we haven't seen a lot of players like that who he came in here, completely reinvented his game, became not just a 3-point shooter, but a 4-point shooter, where he was stepping back 2 feet behind the line so he could, and work on that shot so he could open up the paint for Giannis and then be the rim protector in that drop defense, which was the defense that has led the Bucks to everything the team has accomplished over the last few years. He leads the league every year in amount of shots contested. I mean, the impact he's made on Milwaukee is crazy when you think about the fact that he is the all-time franchise leading scorer in the history of the Brooklyn Nets. And now he has had a career where I think a generation of Bucks fans will be like, how could you ever consider him anything besides a Milwaukee Buck? I mean, he was a core part of the championship, and hopefully there's a way for him to return. But either way, he deserves to be wherever he wants to be in whatever kind of role he wants to be. What are you laughing at?
Whoa.
I just don't share your optimism. I'm sorry. I mean, it's fine. It's great, but I mean, it sounded to me like you were talking about the Brewers, just with different names. Craig, there isn't a person, a pundit, Charles Barkley or whatever, that are going to give them a chance to win the championship.
Do you know
it's
who never gave them?
Not going to happen.
Who gave them a chance to win the championship before they won a championship? Nobody. You can never win a championship in Milwaukee. Giannis is going to have to leave if he wants to win a championship.
He's a B player. He can't be the A. Can't be the lead player.
Yeah. All he does.
Can't close games.
All he does is dunk.
Yep.
Right? He can't make free throws. You're not going to be able to win. And, and so I think this is what you get in the NBA, which is what makes it so fun. And hopefully the Bucks and Giannis can embrace a challenge like this together and find a way to put a team out there that, again, like they do every year, that we're proud of and that we're excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, I hope it's the Packer model, where we thought this rebuild would take much longer. You know, what was it, 2 years ago, where they were 4-7 or whatever.
Jordan Love's first season. I mean, Chewy, when they said it wasn't a rebuild, we laughed at them.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Craig, last thing before we let you go. Did you leave this on my car? Did you leave this pink Post-it note on my car?
Please be more aware of space. No. You're not a good parker or a driver.
Yeah.
I've heard you say you're not a good driver, but I would say that whoever would have like nice handwriting and a pink Post-it and do that, I trust them more than you.
And you know me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you know me.
It's because he knows you.
Yeah. I also said, though, it's a parking structure. Like, it's the Hunger Games. If there's a spot and I can fit in it, I'm a fit in it. Like,
wait, but when you were fitting in it, did you feel like you were fitting in it, or were there probably two empty spaces on each side?
There were two cars.
Yeah.
And again, I was telling the guys, like, there's not a lot of spots in the morning when we get here. You know, you got to take what you can. And so I was like, it's a tight squeeze.
Wait, when you guys get here, there aren't a lot of spots?
No.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of spots at like 10:30 in the afternoon. I mean, this is the biggest.
Because all the people that live here go to work.
This is the biggest single parking structure in the entire city of Milwaukee.
There aren't a lot of parking spaces around the door you want to go in. There are plenty of other parking spaces.
Oh, sorry, Jen. My bad.
Thought we were all on the same page here. We're all going through the same door. Yes, so it's basically this side of the parking structure, and there's a boatload of reserve spots for people that are never there. I never see those spots.
But you're saying only on the one floor, like
No,
the idea of going
floors.
up another floor.
I go up floors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just. Can you guys back me up here on the parking situation?
No, I mean, because it's really just around the one door. I have
Yes,
no
exactly.
problem finding a parking spot
I've been
ever.
coming here for years. There's no parking issues here.
Anyway, the point is, I just want to make sure that you weren't
Yes.
the one. I'm going to ask everybody until I figure out who left the pink Post-it note on my car.
Oh, we should have a handwriting sampling and have everyone in the office.
Do we have money in the budget to bring in a handwriting
I don't
expert?
think it's someone in the building. I think, to Josh's point earlier, it was somebody who lives in the apartments leaving, and Chewy agreed, leaving to go to their job because my car was there between 6:45 and 9:15.
I mean, and think about,
6:50.
You wake up
5.
You wake up early and you're going to work, and someo's done that to you where you have to like get in the passenger side and try to. I mean, Jen,
big old truck.
Too bad, so sad.
Because guess what? Who also would be complaining if she was on the other side of this? If she had to climb into the passenger side because somebody parked. too
Look
close.
at the time. Thanks for hanging out, Greg. Really appreciate you stopping by.
Jen showing her strength of empathy once again.
Yes. Greg Karmazin hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. He does it each and every Friday. Thanks, Craig. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, y'all.
Score big savings at Woodman's. $5.99 Screamin' Sicilian pizzas. There's no limit, so great time to stock up on your favorites and taste what all the screaming is about. Going on now through the 6th. So you still have 4 days to get out to Woodman's and get $5.99 Screamin' Sicilian pizzas. Think about it. Screamin' Sicilian. Whether you want the thin and crispy, whether you want the original with the great crust, plenty of toppings, plenty of cheese. Screamin' Sicilian from Palermo's. They know what they're doing when it comes to premium quality frozen pizza. $5.99 right now at Woodman's. Taste what all the screaming is about.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound on 43, backing up from just before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up past Keefe. We've also got delays on northbound 41 from Watertown Plank Road up past Burleigh. Southbound slowing down from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol. Southbound 43 has been clear all morning, looking pretty good. And check the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today. Mostly cloudy skies with a slight chance of showers, a high of 52. Tonight, pretty much the same. Mostly cloudy with a slight chance of showers, a low of 39. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
No shortcuts, no compromises, just the job done right. At Exterior Pros, we don't just meet expectations, we crush them. Every nail, every window, every shingle is a step toward your home's next chapter. From the moment we start until that final reveal, we're committed to making your home better than ever. Quality products and craftsmanship you can count on. Go to the pros for your next project. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274.
Mother's Day is almost here, and I've been thinking a lot about all the times my mom went out of her way just to make me happy. Honestly, I've lost count. All of the pickups from practice, help with the homework, the home-cooked meals. My mom is the best. That's why this year I'm returning the favor with the bouquet from the Books Company. And I got you 25% off of your order so you can send some happiness to your moms, too. Books aren't just any flowers. Their flowers are cut fresh from the best farms, so they're bigger, brighter, and last way longer. Some are even grown on the side of a volcano. Wow mom with a bright, happy bouquet, or go for the Books Flower subscription so she can get fresh blooms and major joy on repeat. It's also really easy. I picked my bouquet, delivery date, and done. And with 25% off, why stop with mom? Grab some for your wife, your auntie, and even grandma too. Mother's Day is May 11th, so hurry and order your Books now. Go to Books.com, use promo code Canty to get 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code Canty. Books, promo code Canty.
Hey, Wisconsin sports fans, come join Kyle Brust and Norman live at Third Space Brewing, Milwaukee's happy place, on Friday, May 2nd. And if you show up in your Wisconsin baseball gear, you'll get $2 off pints during the show. Sip on fresh brews like Happy Place Midwest Pale Ale, grab some food, and hang with the crew. Stick around for Under the Bridge Thursdays with live local bands, food trucks, and good vibes. Not drinking? Try Headspace Sparkling Water by Third Space, infused with hops, fruit, and hemp-derived THC. Catch ESPN Milwaukee live at Third Space Brewing just west of downtown Milwaukee on Friday, May 2nd.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Excuse me. Hold on. Getting choked up over it. So, hold on. Give me a moment.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Looking for a home can be a lot of things, stressful, time-consuming, and expensive, but looking for a home should be an exciting time in your life. The We Sell group at Keller Williams knows this. Their passion is people. And guys, now that my family and I are looking for a lake house to enjoy these Wisconsin summers, I can feel their passion, and you will too. Knowledgeable, approachable, unprecedented availability. Maybe you're looking for a lake home, maybe it's your first home, or maybe selling is on your mind. Either way, Rob and Nick are here to help every step of the way. Go to WeSell.kw.com. That's WeSell.kw.com.
Think you know the show better than the average ESPN Milwaukee fan? Now's your chance to prove it. It's time to play The Week in Rechew.
How you feeling, big guy?
I feel okay.
All right, we don't believe we had one last week. All the draft coverage, all the craziness going on up there. So it's been a minute since we've done this, big guy. So we'll update you. We've got 5 questions of things that you said throughout the course of the week, and we're quizzing you on if you remember them. If you get 3 right out of the 5, you win. You get 3 wrong, you lose. Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, Josh, let's go ahead and start with question number 1.
There it was like the wet T-shirt contest in Dubuque.
Okay,
it's fine.
enough.
I mean, it's still a contest, but
I thought we were talking football.
I know. And to be honest, I thought boobs were boobs.
The Packers drafting this position would have been like a wet T-shirt contest in Dubuque.
D-tackle.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Some D tackles have nice boobs.
Such an interesting analogy, by the way.
All right, off to a hot start. 1 for 1. Question number 2, Joshy.
I think I have the most special blood. No, really.
You're the most special boy ever.
No, I'm O positive. Isn't that the most rare blood?
As we found out, that is not the most rare blood. What is actually the most rare blood type?
AB negative.
Wow. What?
Good job,
See our
bud.
doctor, Gabe.
I thought that was a 0% chance. Floored me.
Man, he might have another chance. The only other time he ran the table, Josh put together the questions. Josh was not here. Part-time Will was reading the questions, or gave me the questions and playing the audio clips. But that's the one that you would
Joshy
think.
is a notoriously tough tester.
Oh, yeah. He's going to sneak one in there that's going to guarantee himself that you don't run the table. That's the one I think he thought was going to give him the guarantee. But that's not the case.
I mean, he listens about 3% of the show. He was listening when you told him the AB negative.
Josh, if I go 5 for 5, shave your beard?
No.
Wow.
Question
Good try, though.
number 3.
You have good cheeks. I didn't realize you had such good cheeks. No, really, Jen. I'm serious.
What is the name of the Mac Fund event where I am going to be playing 100 holes of golf and also caused me to shave my decade-old beard?
It has a name? Hold on. The name of the golf tournament you're playing in.
Yeah, the golf event for the Mac Fund.
It's
to benefit
100
the
holes
Mac
of golf.
Yeah,
right?
and there's a name for it.
Nah, I don't think so.
And I assure you there is.
That's tough.
I don't think there is.
Kept the backup one in the old holster for Joshy. The Ringer. The Ringer is the name of the event.
That is such. You've never said that on air. You've never said it on air.
I most certainly have.
This is under protest.
Most certainly, I've said the Ringer.
No, you have not.
Over the years.
Have you guys heard of Jen? Have you heard of? It's called the Ringer.
This makes me very uncomfortable, but yes, I have. And Joshy's going to put together a compilation of all the times that Gabe has said the Ringer on these airwaves over the last, 72 hours.
If you still can contribute because it was supposed to be yesterday, got pushed back because of rain. If you want to make a pledge, just text us 800-990-3776. If you text the word golf, the link will be sent right back to you. You can make a donation straight from your phone, or just shoot a text and we'll keep track of it. Like Chewy's saying, $20 per birdie next Thursday. He is going to donate to the
Josh, if we did a little side bet of this, what would it take for fans to donate in order for you to shave your beard?
Many 10,000 or more.
Again, you have to remember, Chew, that his girlfriend was A-okay with Josh getting Homer's face tattooed on his body versus him shaving his beard.
Yes. That's how serious.
Okay.
The beard grows back.
She has to look at me for the 2 months that it grows back for.
I get it. My wife still isn't looking at me regular. It's. I feel ashamed.
I call her Mussolini. You think I want to add this to the list of things?
All right, Chew, you still just have to get one of the next 2 right in order to win the week. We are on question number 4 for this.
You need sacrificial lambs.
Oh, yeah,
like
you need
Blammer.
some pawns.
Throw them in there and let them start nibbling on Blammer, and then you sneak attack them.
What animal would the Blammer be a sacrificial lamb for in the 1 versus 100 or 100 versus 1 fight?
What would I throw Blammer to? I'm pretty much.
I don't remember this at all.
100 versus 1 gives it away.
Well, I know that scenario.
Yeah, so what animal would the Blammer be a sacrificial lamb for in the 100 versus 1 fight?
The lion.
Oh, now. Okay. So the 100 versus 1 fight was a viral thing from this past week.
Yeah.
And it was 100 men versus what?
It was a gorilla. It was a gorilla, Chew. A gorilla.
Oh.
Because you were talking about the strategy for that, where not everybody would survive. You need pawns, and you would use Blammer as a pawn.
Okay. That was close.
Okay, so he started
Didn't
hot.
make a guess. Oh, he did. He said lion.
So he started hot, got the first 2 right. Backslid into getting 2 wrong. So now this question determines whether or not you win or lose the week. Joshy? Because the dude's 1,000 years old, man.
He's not 1,000.
Practically.
500. Just because he's tall.
What tall athlete do you always wish was still competing despite being 500 years old?
I feel like the box. I'm going to choke.
Should get half a point
One
for
more
that.
time. It's something big that's 1,000 years old.
Because the dude's 1,000 years old, man.
He's not 1,000.
Practically.
500. Just because he's tall.
Tall athlete you always wish was still competing.
Manute Bol.
Despite being 500 years old. Ernie Els. Ernie Els. That was when Jen was running through big nicknames and the Big Easy came up.
Oh, I
Which is
choked.
Ernie's
Wow,
nickname.
that's bad.
Take that.
Screw you, Joshy.
I feel like this has gotten more personal between the two of you as time has worn on.
Yeah, because he baited me with 2 layups, and all of a sudden...
Is that what we're doing now, Joshy? When we're strategically putting the questions together, are we going easy, and then just like impossible?
I have gotten more strategic, but I mean, he talks about Ernie Els anytime there's a golf major. So 5 times a year, and then Gabe talks about golf, and then he'll go, golf sucks, where's Ernie Els?
Golf is terrible. I tried watching it yesterday, Gabe. It's
Scotty
not watchable
Scheffler
anymore.
shooting 10 under par wasn't good enough for you?
I have key words that I could bait him into talking about Ernie Els, and he wouldn't even know what was happening.
Oh, you're like
that is
O's
true.
the mentalist back there.
It's like putting the quarter in.
He's,
Yep, here's
he's the
Ernie Els.
mentalist. I did see a thing online the other day that said like there are certain things you can do, certain things you can drop into conversation casually that for whatever reason the human brain is predisposed to then react or respond with certain things. So the exercise it was showing was linearly 1 + 1 equals what?
2.
2 + 2 equals what?
4.
4 + 4 equals what?
8.
Name a vegetable.
Carrot.
Everybody says carrot.
Tomato.
Really?
Yes.
I don't-
There's something
why?
about there's something about the linear element of the numbers being straightforward and straight. Your brain makes a connection to the carrot. I don't know, but you did it.
That's how those mentalists a lot of
That's
times
what
work. Yeah, they it's just like a power of suggestion. You don't realize you're making connections. Yeah. That happens a lot with like numbers. They say pick a
I don't
random
think it would
number.
happen with me. It would not happen. I said tomato.
That's
You
not
have
even
no
a
idea.
vegetable.
That's technically a fruit.
I don't think so. No.
Technically
it's not
speaking, a
fruit.
tomato's a fruit.
What makes it a fruit, Gabe?
The
The
way
fact
that it
grows on a tree.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with it.
That's
Everything
I've got-
to do with the difference.
Then it's it's like the K in front of the N. Why is it silent? There's no need.
The K in front of what?
It's not like
the end,
that
like a
at all.
knife.
No, I know. Oh, the N. Got it. I thought he was
Yes.
saying a word, but
Yeah.
yes, the K and yes.
No one actually believes that the tomato is a fruit. Nobody.
We might not believe it, but now we've been told it enough that we buy in.
Yeah,
We'll take a break here.
I kind
on
of leave
Jen,
that
Gabe,
to
and
the
Chewy.
scientists. That's just me personally.
I mean, you don't park in front of his house, but actually, I'm going to determine what's a fruit and vegetable because I say so.
Yeah, that's the many complexities of one Mark Tremor.
Why did you go to carrot, Gabe? Why?
I don't know. She just said name. She said name a vegetable. So I said.
Do you have another one, Jen? Is there another one?
You think she just keeps riddles? The Riddler over here.
I just want to show you how it doesn't work on me. It won't work on me.
We know you're the special boy, as we said. You got the most special blood, the most special brain.
Oh God, we gotta take a break. Gabe, what do you got?
There's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now with our friends at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. We love the folks at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin here at ESPN Milwaukee for a reason. But right now, maybe you love them a little bit more because Pella is offering up to, get this, 6 years of 0% financing. That's right, 6 years, 0% financing. Set up your free in-home consultation. And you commit to nothing at this point. I've actually got them coming. I've got to make my appointment, but they're going to be coming to my house, taking a look at my windows, my doors, see if I need anything over at the house. But when you schedule That free in-home consultation, they'll listen to your vision, suggest the Pella materials and customizations to make it a reality. Get the customizations that they can do, unbelievable. And then you get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends May 31st. So visit PellaWI.com today.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound 43 still a little bit backed up just before Fond du Lac Avenue towards Keefe. The southbound side's been pretty quiet all morning long. We're looking good. Northbound on 41, that's backing up from Watertown Plank Road up past North Avenue, back on the brakes from Burleigh all the way up towards Hampton. The southbound side's backing up from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Access believes every home and business should be accessible to everyone. Independence should never be out of reach. Visit allaboutaccess.com to learn more. Access, removing barriers, advancing independence. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly cloudy skies with a slight chance for showers. A high of 52. Tonight, about the same thing. Mostly cloudy, slight chance of showers, a low of 39. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Basketball, bets, and brats. The Potawatomi Sportsbook has it all. Playoffs are heating up, and the Sportsbook at Potawatomi is the place to go for placing your bets and watching all the games, and maybe even try a Greek brat. Hey, it's Jen Latta. I'm here with Sarah Neubauer from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Sarah, what's going on over there with this brat combo?
Well, we heard on the Thanasis Live podcast that Thanasis has never tried a brat before, so we reached out, and next thing we know, there's tzatziki aioli and pita bread in the talks, and we're so excited to share that Thanasis now has his very own Thanasis brat to feature at our sportsbook during playoff games.
You said tzatziki aioli. All right, what else comes on this Greek-inspired brat special?
The Thanasis brat comes with a Greek chicken sausage stuffed with artichokes, pepperoncini, and Kalamata olives, topped with tomato and cucumber relish, pickled red onion, tzatziki aioli, and served in a pita.
Okay, so basically it's the perfect combination of Wisconsin culture and his own. I love it, and it sounds really good.
It does. We can't wait for everyone to try it, and you'll have a ton of opportunities to come out this postseason. Check out our sportsbook if you haven't already. Place your playoff bets and try out this brat.
That sounds like an awesome way to enjoy the games coming up. Are there any other specials going on at the casino this month?
Well, we can't let anyone forget about Mother's Day. It's Sunday, May 11th. This is everyone's PSA to buy that gift and make reservations for your motherly figure in your life. And of course, we have delicious specials at Canal Street Cafe and Jim Dan Steakhouse here at Potawatomi.
Yes, two fantastic options to celebrate that special person on May 11th. And where can everyone go to learn more?
Potawatomi.com. That's POTAWATOMI.com.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
The I-94 rivalry is more than just bragging rights. Get to the ballpark for Brewers-Cubs action May 2nd through the 4th and spend Friday and Saturday night under the lights and help the Crew defend American Family Field and the National League Central Crown.
That's your ball game!
Then pack the park for Sunday matinee baseball at the May 4th series finale and take advantage of the Sunday Fun Day bundle. Get your tickets now at Brewers.com.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, zero bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
His eyeball.
Wait.
Where do I get him?
I just assumed, when I said wait, did you just think it was just a suggestion?
Yeah, pretty much, typically.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Big series out at the ballpark this weekend for your Milwaukee Brew Crew, hosting the Cubs, who are currently leading the division. A little too early to be standings watching, if you will. Brewers are a 500 team right now. Pat Murphy saying that's not good enough. You can't be a 500 team to end the season and expect to be in the postseason. So, he's a bit of a taskmaster, and I love that about Pat Murphy. So Brewers chasing the Cubs. But look, you win these next 3 games, guys, you're right there even with them. And you can have that back and forth if you want all season long. I would just, hope that they put them in the rear view. But it feels like one of those seasons where they are going to be battling with the Cubs for the foreseeable future. Speaking of the Brewers, with Tyrese Haliburton being in the news over the last few weeks, I didn't realize this until he revealed it on the Pat McAfee show. But at one point, I think it was last year, guys, Tyrese Haliburton was supposed to throw out the first pitch for a Brewers game. But after the Pacers eliminated the Bucks from the postseason in the first round, the Brewers revoked their offer to throw out the first pitch.
Smart.
Chew. Feels a little petty, but also sports petty, which is different than human petty. And I'm okay sometimes with sports petty. What do you think?
I'm with Gabe. I think it was smart because he would have gotten booed anyways. I mean, I don't know if, even though he's from where's he from, Gabe?
Oshkosh.
Oshkosh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's real liked around here because he does jaw. That's a part of his game. Indiana is becoming pretty good rival, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and he's spoken about that. And Giannis can, after games, say he's got a lot of respect for Tyrese Haliburton all he wants. At the same time, like that dude trash talked his way into eliminating the Bucks last year. I don't think you want to start a game with the person going out there for the ceremony of first pitch. I don't think you want that person to get booed.
No, I thought it was very smart.
Yeah, that's just smart. I don't want to start the game that way. Like that's not putting Tyrese in a good spot either.
It's interesting, though, because we have talked about it on this program. We have talked about it numerous times when various things pop up around the country. Wisconsin is really good about caring about supporting Wisconsin's own. And Haliburton is a Wisconsin kid who went on, my brain's it's escaping me right now, but who's the kid from Miami, plays for Miami?
Tyler Hero.
Hero, thank you. Tyler Hero is another one. Like, people tend to want him to have success, not against their teams, but in this instance, Tyler Haliburton wouldn't be going against the Brewers. I'm a little bit surprised that he is the line that the Brewers sort of drew.
Well, but I mean, do you think he would have been cheered or booed?
Oh, he would have been booed.
He would have been booed. 100% he would have been booed.
Isn't that all in good fun?
Yeah, but you don't want anybody. I don't want to be booing to start a game.
So don't.
Yeah, but I don't
have to.
Do you?
Yeah, my hand is forced. Just like when Craig Counsell is shown, when Craig Counsell is announced, if I go to a game this weekend, got to boo Craig. Sorry, them's the rules.
Right, but the difference between Craig was managing the Brewers and then chose to go to the Cubs. It's not like Tyrese Haliburton was ever a member of the Bucks and then was like, "Peace, I'm out of here."
No, but he chose to trash talk and be annoying on his way to winning.
Yeah, and then Tyler
that was a decision.
So it's the trash talk more for you than the fact that he plays for the Pacers and the Pacers eliminated the Bucks.
Correct. It's the way in which it happened. And now, especially with his dad, like that's just
now, sure, but this was last year. Joshy, would you have booed Tyrese Haliburton when he threw out the first pitch?
Hell yeah. I mean, he has made himself as being like the pest annoying guy. He goes after the Bucks. He relishes playing against the Bucks and beating them. Had it been Miles Turner, I don't think the reception would have been the same. But it being one of the few guys on that team, and there's a couple that try and get under, it's their style of play.
Agitators.
Had Tyler Hero just played basketball the way he was and the Heat eliminated him, I don't think anybody thinks twice about him coming back and throwing out a first pitch.
So it's the agitator element of it, not the he played for the Pacers and the Pacers bounced the Bucks.
Correct. Yeah, because I do think we are protective of our own. So even if you bested us in your situation, if you're a guy we still like and has ingratiated yourself with the community, with the state, with the teams, yeah. Also, we haven't mentioned Giannis has an investment in the Brewers.
Yep, most certainly does.
You think if he saw that, he'd be too thrilled of, hey, that guy just sort of embarrassed us, and now we're going to celebrate him with the first pitch? Doesn't seem like the best move for them.
What is the statute of limitations on this chew?
Forever. Rest of his life.
Mm-hmm. You think so?
No, I think they're being completely ridiculous. But Rest of his life, Tyrese Haliburton can never throw out a first pitch at AmFam Field.
Maybe the Timber Rattlers need someone.
It's closer to home, too.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm starting to. Once you
This
become a
is how
villain,
sports
it's-
work.
No,
Yeah.
what you're doing is trying to agree with Joshy so that next time Reed Shoe comes around,
He's nicer
Joshy goes
to
a
me.
little bit easier on you. I see what's happening here.
Why is there so much trash talking in basketball? You guys, you would think there's a lot of trash talking in football. There is not.
You guys are just too tired.
Very little. Is that why?
I don't know.
I think it's a proximity thing. I think it's the amount downtime
I was
you're
about to say,
standing at. Yeah.
Plus, the downtime, you're actually, your downtime, Chew, you're in the huddle with your own team. Downtime in the NBA, you're on the floor standing next to your opponent.
Yeah, I guess.
So I appreciate Joshy's contribution that Giannis is a part owner / investor in the Brewers, and maybe that makes things a little awkward. But are we trying to say that anytime Tyrese Haliburton comes back to Wisconsin, he is going to be booed? And it is not because the Pacers now have eliminated the Bucks in 2 back-to-back seasons. It is because he's an agitator on the court, and he's just not that well liked. Am I following this logic correctly?
Sounds about right. Seems like you've got that. If he goes to a Packers game this fall, and they show him on the Jumbotron, guess what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Dude's getting booed.
Really?
All right, here's a question. Will Aaron Rodgers ever come back and throw out a first pitch for the Brewers? And would he get booed if he did it now?
I think he doesn't because he thinks it's too small time. if I were to guess.
I mean, I'm guessing, so I think what would be more likely is he comes back for a Bucks game because I don't believe his investment into the Bucks was, I don't think he pulled out of that. I don't think he sold that. So I think he's still an investor in the Bucks, and with enough time, if he does it in 5 years after he's retired, and he comes back and does the number thing at Lambeau, the Packers Hall of Fame, might be a couple of boos, but it's going to be more overwhelming cheers.
I'm just a little surprised that this kid from Wisconsin, who, again, it seems like Wisconsin especially always wraps its arms around its own, no matter where they go and find success. He's the exception to that rule. At least it seems that way. Are there others? Are there other athletes who have been born and raised here in Wisconsin who have gone elsewhere and now they are persona non grata? Or is it just Haliburton?
I'm sure that, I'm trying to think of a comparison. If X was from Wisconsin, the behavior would be treated the same. I don't know if it's him as much as the type of player and the type of situation that, you eliminated the Bucks and you did it while running your mouth the whole time and you were throwing it in our face. Not going to like it. You weren't gracious in victory. And especially against a guy like Giannis who went out of his way to say how much he tries not to do that and tries to be respectful of other people.
Well, and again, that's this year as well. And I know last year they bounced him as well. But if this was last offseason when the Brewers rescinded the offer to throw out the first punch, you don't have all of the details of his dad and all of everything that went down this one. Because this one to me seemed more chippy than last year. Well, significantly more.
But that's because you have the more history. And it's only if they meet in the postseason again next year, going to be even chippier. But he was still running his mouth pretty good the entire time last year. And that's why he continued to do it. Yeah.
And again, remember, guys,
they had
and I mentioned
this with Giannis earlier during the regular season.
And The Athletic put that poll out saying that he was considered the most overrated player, not by fans, not by people who consume basketball, by his peers, right? So again, I'm not saying that this is exclusive to Wisconsin. Obviously, this guy has a bit of a reputation, but I did find it interesting that he seems to be the only one right now that I can think of where the Wisconsin roots don't trump whatever he's done elsewhere in his career.
If Amon-Ra St. Brown was, even before he wore the Green Bay sucks one word for Green Bay, he would have already been, because he's that type of player. He likes to get in people's faces. He likes to annoy you. He likes to annoy the opponent. I think he would also sort of fit that same mold of, you're from Wisconsin and you're good, but you make it particularly hard to like you if you're on the other side.
Would you have booed Tyrese Haliburton if he threw out the first pitch at AmFam Field last summer? We're going to put that on the poll. I want to know what people think. And yes, now again, you have all of the advantage of all the recent stuff. But I wonder if last summer you would have been a person booing him as he threw out the first pitch, or if you would have been like, Wisconsin kid, done good.
What about the kid from lacrosse that went to the Celtics? Marquette and then left.
Okay, well, so
Hauser?
Yeah, they were from
Yeah.
Stevens Point.
I know, but would they get booed? I mean, they left Marquette.
I don't think Hauser would be booed.
You don't think so?
Well, because a lot of the perception around, especially around Sam, was that he left because Joey wanted to leave. So a lot of the perception, whether that's true or not, I have no idea. I just know that's the perception out there that they decided to leave, and Sam wanted to be supportive of his brother, and so he left. And yeah, if they brought back Sam Hauser, I don't think Sam Hauser would be booed.
Con Knippel getting booed?
No.
Duke bounces Wisconsin. Let's just say throw it all together. Is he getting booed throughout the first pitch?
If he's trash talking the entire time.
So it's the trash. I think it's really intriguing that that's the detail that sort of leads to this perception / behavior.
He wants to make me feel it. He's trying to make me feel a little bit more. Not only are you eliminating me, but you are, in my favorite team, you are trash talking and trying to make me feel worse the entire time.
I think Haliburton might get back in the good graces if the Bucks go ahead and mollywomp them the next few years. Jason the locksmith says, I want to like Tyrese Haliburton because he's from Wisconsin. I just can't because he's a dink on the court. And then Dave says, Jen, you would boo the pink Post-it girl. Let's go to break.
Before we go to break, I want to tell you about Wanna Parlay. I downloaded the Wanna Parlay app on my phone, and it is so much fun. You can compete against me and other Jen, Gabe, and Chewy listeners to see who combine a few picks and build the best parlay. It's just $2 for a shot at taking home a huge cash prize. It's a blast and so simple to use. There are new basketball, hockey, baseball, and combat sports contests every single week. And the best part, it is only $2 to enter a parlay into the contest. Plus, you can always play their free-to-play games as well. Here's what you should do. Download the Wanna Parlay app, and if you decide to upload money, use promo code JGC for a 100% deposit match. That's code JGC for up to $250. So download the Wanna Parlay app, use promo code JGC, and let's play the world's richest parlay today. You must be 18 years old to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN. The hottest takes.
What % chance do you actually think the Packers will draft a wide receiver in the first round?
75. Without pumping the brakes.
Wow. 75%. No, you're just stupid. Greg just gave us a compliment how he likes our show, and then we lose credibility when you say things like that.
Kyle Brust and Nortman. Afternoons from 2 to 5 on 94.5 ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Bev Anderson has a big idea she wants to share.
Bev has been here for 24 years.
Hi, Bev. We're anxious to hear your idea.
Kessler's is 45 years old this year. Monica, remember when your dad used to say in every radio ad, "I'm Richard Kessler, and I want to be your jeweler"?
I never got to hear that.
Yeah, and then Rick would say,
Kessler's Diamonds, inconveniently located on Appleton Avenue, Menominee Falls.
Inconveniently?
Richard said it was inconvenient for people to have to drive all the way to Menominee Falls, so he might as well admit it.
Bev, tell us your idea.
Richard said something else in almost every ad, and I think we should start saying it again because it's really important.
Tell us.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
I love that.
Fantastic idea, Bev.
Kessler's Diamonds.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location nearest you, visit Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com. Evan Cohen here. La Quinta by Wyndham is deeply grateful for all our military members, veterans, and their families. They understand the dedication, sacrifice, and hard work that comes with serving our country. As a thank you, La Quinta offers 12% off standard rates, upgraded Wyndham Rewards, Gold Status membership, and preferred parking. They want to make sure your stay is as comfortable and rewarding as possible, and they're proud to serve those who serve. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Visit LQ.com to learn more about these special military perks and discounts. Restrictions apply.
Did you hear that? That's the sound of me earning rewards on all the purchases I make with Educators Credit Union's debit card. Whether I'm buying groceries, putting gas in my car, or knocking down pins at the bowling alley, I can earn major rewards points. I can redeem my points for cashback, gift cards, concert tickets, travel experiences, and a whole lot more. Join Educators Credit Union and start earning today at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What do we do? Where do we go from here?
We've talked about insulation, we've talked about fantasy camp, and now we've talked about Burning Man. We've hit for the cycle in the first 5 minutes of the show.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
Jacob weighing in on the Carbless Talk and text line saying Craig Counsell will 100% get booed tonight. And I will
Saturday,
add...
and Sunday.
That's what I was
And whenever
going
they
to
come
add.
back again.
Thank you. Glad we were on the same page on that. Speaking of not being on the same page, 75% of people say that birds do not, in fact, make out. Chew.
I'll take 25. That's a win.
Yeah,
for
but
me.
again, if he witnessed it, Chewy said he witnessed it.
Yes.
I got to trust the big guy that he saw this happen. Just because I haven't seen it happen doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
It's called gizzarding.
Yes. Thank you for blessing us with that term. Wilde and Tausch is next on ESPN Milwaukee.
Northbound 43 still a little bit backed up just before Fond du Lac Avenue towards Keith. The southbound side's been pretty quiet all morning long. We're looking good. Northbound on 41, that's backing up from Watertown Plank Road up past North Avenue, back on the brakes from Burleigh all the way up towards Hampton. The southbound side's backing up from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Access believes every home and business should be accessible to everyone. Independence should never be out of reach. Visit allaboutaccess.com to learn more. Access, removing barriers, advancing independence. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly cloudy skies with a slight chance for showers. A high of 52. Tonight, about the same thing.